98.1% of women will find you sexier if you show this particular trait. And the reason why I'm using such a precise number is as a result of two reasons. The first reason is that the latest Gallup poll data shows that 1.9% of women identify themselves as being lesbian. So I'm talking about the remaining 98.1% of women who are attracted to men. And the second reason is that in 16 studies on heterosexual women, it was found that all of the women found the guy more sexually attractive and desirable if he showed this particular trait. So this is something that has been proven to work on all women or all heterosexual women that you meet. And it's also something that proves that a man's attraction for a woman works differently to a woman's attraction for a man. So I'll explain more about that later. But first, I'll just point out that this particular secret can be used by guys who are single or in a relationship with a woman. So if a guy is single, he can use this particular secret to make women feel more sexually attracted to him and even compete to get to be with him. And if a guy's in a relationship or a marriage with a woman, he can use this secret to make his woman see him as more sexually attractive, to want to be more sexually attractive to him, and to appreciate him so much more and not want to lose him. So it's something that all guys can use. So this particular secret falls under what evolutionary psychologists refer to as mate choice copying. And this works for women, but it doesn't work for men, right? So when a woman sees a guy on his own in a photo versus with a woman that she is told is his girlfriend or lover, she sees him as more attractive. And to quote one of the studies that was published in Adaptive Human Behavior and Physiology, women were more likely to rate male targets as more desirable when presented alongside a female, while no obvious effects were detected with male choice. Our results provide clarification for documented sex differences in human mate choice copying. Additionally, the man was rated as more attractive by the women if it was mentioned that they were currently romantically involved, compared to if they were just siblings, if they were cousins, or even if they were exes. And finally, making sure that the woman that the man was with was actually attractive also made him seem more attractive to the women rating him. Now, before I explain how a single guy can use this, even if he doesn't have any other women in his life, or if there's no woman next to him at all, and how a guy can use it in a relationship or a marriage with a woman, I'll point out something weird that happened in one of the studies that proves one of my theories that I've been talking about for a long time. And that is, in one of the studies, they wanted to make sure that the women weren't rating the guy just on his face, because when they rated a guy on his face initially, and then they were showing the photo again saying that other women who were in the study rated him as being more attractive, it caused the women who rated him as average or even below average looking to rate him as better looking if they found out that other women were rating him as attractive. So what the researchers also did to prove that it's not just about the guy's face in terms of his handsomeness is that they used a photo of a guy's hand, and the women would rate the photo in terms of attractiveness, and then they would be asked to rate the photo again, but with the mention that other women were rating it as more attractive. So they then increased their rating of attraction for the hand. So what's going on there? Well, that's something that I've been talking about for a long time. And that is, if a woman looks at your physical appearance and initially finds you unattractive or average looking, her perception of your physical appearance is not set in stone and unable to be changed. So many other factors can cause her to look at your physical appearance in a more positive light and suddenly see you as being handsome. She then continues to look at you in that way throughout a relationship as long as you know how to be emotionally attractive to her, right? So she continues to see you as being handsome, even if she initially thought you were unattractive or average looking. This is something that I mentioned when being interviewed by two women, and one of the women confirmed it with a story of how it happened to her when talking to a guy.
If a beautiful woman or a pretty woman meets a guy and he's confident and he's got some charisma and charm, she will then think, well, there's something about this guy. I like him. You know, he's cute. He's sexy. You know, there's something about him, and she'll feel attracted to him. And as a result, she'll look at his physical appearance in a more positive light.
a man's face, like, yes, in the first 5 seconds, that is what I'm going to look at. I'm going to assess
sure.
that guy
What else are you
based
gonna
on
look
what I
at?
see. Of course, because that's all I know about that person.
Yeah.
Well, a little bit about body language, maybe at first, but like as soon as he comes and talks to me, his face can shift, and
That's
he
right.
can become more unattractive, or he
Oh,
can become
wow.
super attractive to me.
What you
'Cause
just
I've
said
had
is so powerful. Yeah.
yeah. No, but it's very in line with what you're saying. Like literally, I've even taken note of this happening so actually, my friend Suzanne has this friend, Mark. And Mark, I don't even know how else to describe him to you other than he looks semi-alienish, very nerdy, and he looks like somebody who should be like playing with a science kid 24 hours a day. Like that, like he just he's not a very attractive person. But after 5 minutes of talking to him, I found myself trying to get his attention and trying to get him to like me more and trying to show that I was intelligent and witty and funny. And like his face literally morphed in front of me to where I saw that his eyes were blue and they were like really nice and sparkly, and that like he didn't have any hair, but like I liked the way that his glasses rested behind his ear. Like it literally was morphing in front of me, and it was absolutely crazy. And that happens to most other women.
So, when you interact with a woman and you make her feel sexually attracted to you for reasons other than looks, right? So you're being confident, you're being charming, you're being charismatic, or you're being funny, or you're being emotionally masculine and so forth, she will then look at your physical appearance in a more positive light. She may have initially looked at you and thought, no, but then she starts interacting with you and she feels attracted to you for reasons that really can't be seen. It's not about the physical appearance. And she then starts to look at your physical appearance in a more positive light. So what's going on and what happens with mate choice copying with women, and it doesn't happen with men, and I'll explain that later, is that when a woman sees that other women are rating the guy's hand or face as being more attractive, her instinct of attraction is wired to assume that the other women have determined or know that the guy is attractive for other reasons. And this was specifically proven in some of the studies as well, where when the guy was next to a woman who they said was his romantic girlfriend or they were lovers, the women rated the guy as higher in terms of intelligence, trustworthiness, ability to use humor and so forth, just because he was next to the woman that they said was his girlfriend or lover. Importantly, they also rated him as better looking just because they were told that the woman next to him was his lover or girlfriend, right? So what happens with women, which is different to men, is that women are more attracted to things about men that can't be seen with the naked eye. Right? Men, when they look at women, they can instantly say yes or no based on the woman's physical appearance. Yes, I'd have sex with her. No, I wouldn't. Yes, I'm interested. No, I'm not. Now, if the woman isn't confident, right, she's a bit insecure, she's shy, she's nervous, she's a bit awkward and so forth, almost all guys will not care about that, right? They find her physically attractive. She seems nice. Yes, I'm interested. But it doesn't work the same way for women. Right? Women can look at a guy and initially say yes, but then that can change to a no if the guy isn't confident enough, isn't able to keep a conversation going with her in a way that makes her feel attracted and interested. Additionally, what happens with women, which confuses so many guys, when they see a guy with a girl and they think, hang on, that guy doesn't even work out. Why is she with him? Look at his arms. Hang on, that guy's overweight. What's she doing with him? She could get another guy who is ripped and, he's taller and so forth. What's she doing with him? What's going on here? Why is that girl with him when he's shorter than her? Don't you have to be taller than the woman? Hang on a second. What's going on here? Why is she with him? How about this girl? Why is she with him? Now, the thing is, with some women, they won't want to get with a guy unless he's tall and good looking. Right? That's the reality. But with most women, they have what I call an open type. And that means that they're open to being with different types of guys if the guy is able to make her feel attracted for reasons other than his looks. So how can a single guy use this secret? And how can a guy in a relationship with a woman or a marriage use this particular secret? So first with single guys, what happens is that when a guy is single, he will be going through life with either a seeking vibe or a taken vibe. Right, so when a guy's going through life and he has a seeking vibe, he'll be looking at women and it'll be obvious that he's seeking, he's looking, he's trying to find a woman who will like him, who will want to be with him. Likewise, when a man is with a girlfriend or a wife that he is happy with, that he's attracted to, and he wants to be with, and he doesn't want to be with any other woman, when he walks through the world with her, for example, he will be giving off a vibe that I call the taken vibe, where he may look at other women, but he's not seeking, he's not hoping and trying to get something because he's already got what he wants. Additionally, if he's not with her and he's interacting with a cashier or a receptionist or so forth, he might have a good conversation with her, he might be charming and confident, and the woman will be feeling attracted to him because he seems confident, he's being a bit charming and so forth, and he doesn't seem needy, he seems to be taken. And if she turns on her charms and tries to get him to like her, he's not going to bite, right? He's not going to jump all over that opportunity and try to get her number or seem excited and switch into that mode where a guy is interested and wants to get something to happen. He'll remain a bit detached, even though he's having a good conversation with her and he might be a bit charming. And no matter how much she turns on her charm, he just doesn't bite. And that makes her feel even more attracted because he's giving off what I call the taken vibe, in that he seems like a guy who already has a girlfriend or a wife. So a single guy can be more sexually attractive to women if he doesn't go through life with the seeking vibe and instead has the taken vibe. But one thing to point out though is that it doesn't cause women to run over and try to pick the guy up. Instead, it makes women feel more sexually attracted to him, and their defenses come down. They feel like, okay, he's not a needy guy, he's not desperate, and that makes them feel more sexually attracted to him, but he still needs to talk to her, and he still needs to move things forward. Okay, so before I give you more examples of how to use this secret to attract women when you're single or when in a relationship, I said I'd point out that mate choice copying doesn't work on men like it does on women. So if a man looks at a woman and doesn't find her attractive, but then she is pictured next to a man who seems to look handsome, it doesn't make the man say, oh, well, I like her now because she must be socially intelligent, she must be assertive, she must be confident, she must be funny and so forth, so therefore I'm sexually attracted to her now. It doesn't work like that, because for men, it's mostly about the woman's physical appearance initially, and a man would certainly like her to have a nice, friendly personality, but a man doesn't suddenly feel physically attracted to a woman just because she's with another guy. In fact, it can actually work the other way, where if a man sees a woman with a handsome man, he can actually find her less attractive because he then looks at her as a woman who would only like a very handsome man, and therefore she wouldn't really appreciate him. So he can actually look at her as less attractive if she's with a handsome man. So mate choice copying works on women, where a woman will see a guy as being more physically attractive if he's with another woman, and especially if he's with a woman that she finds physically attractive. Okay, so now for an example where a guy's single and he's interacting with 2 women or 3 women or 4 women, right? A guy can use this secret to make the women compete amongst themselves to get to be with him. The way that it works is that when you display some traits that are naturally attractive to women, such as confidence, emotional masculinity, charm, you use some humor, use some flirting, women automatically start to feel attracted to you, because attraction is a reaction, right? Attraction is a reaction to attractive traits. It's not something that can be turned off. It's just an automatic reaction. So when you display attractive traits while interacting with a woman, she will automatically feel attracted to you. Then what happens is that when the other women notice that the other women are feeling attracted to you, they feel more attracted to you, which has been scientifically proven by these 16 studies, right? And what happens then is they feel like they want to get you, and they start to compete amongst themselves to try to get with you. Now, it's important at this point for a guy not to get overly excited and feel like, oh, all these girls like me, right? He still needs to maintain that taken vibe. He needs to maintain his cool and be in the position as the selector without being too big-headed about it or anything like that. Instead, he just needs to calmly and confidently take on that position where he knows that each of them are finding him attractive, and they're finding him more attractive because the other women in the group are finding him attractive. So he's in a good position, and he can have that confidence in himself, knowing that it has been scientifically proven that that is actually happening to the women at that time. Now, some women will try to hide that. Some women are very good at acting like they are not interested when they are very interested. And sometimes a woman will do that to then make the guy want to impress her more, and she will then get him. Another woman might do it because she wants to test the guy's confidence. Can he maintain his confidence if she isn't showing him a lot of interest, and another woman might do it because she wants to see how interested in her he actually is. So she might withdraw some of her interest to see if he's just going to ignore her and if he doesn't actually like her as much as he likes the other girls. So there are many reasons why a woman will do it, but what a guy needs to do is very simple. He needs to remain confident. He needs to continue displaying traits that make women feel sexually attracted. And then he needs to move things from one step to the next with the woman that he finds attractive. And by the way, I'll mention that if you don't know how to do that, I do have an ebook, which you can also listen to as an audiobook. It's called The Flow, and it's a start to finish process that you need to go through with a woman when you start a conversation with her and you then get to a kiss, a date, or sex. Right? It's a start to finish process of what to say and do to flow from one step to the next. And I also explain what to say and do to display the traits that are sexually attractive to women. Okay, so now on to how you can use this secret in a relationship or a marriage to make your woman feel sexually attracted to you, want to be more sexually appealing to you, and appreciate you more and not want to lose you, right? So when a man is in a relationship with a woman and he interacts with other women, if he's able to display the traits that make women feel sexually attracted and not have the seeking vibe, but instead maintain his taken vibe, then his woman will notice that the other woman finds him sexually attractive. Women notice this. They pick up on these very subtle cues. So if a man is interacting with a cashier, a waitress, a receptionist, and so forth, and he's there with his girlfriend or wife, and he's displaying confidence, he's being a bit charming, he's being emotionally masculine, he is using a bit of humor potentially, the woman will find him attractive and she will show signs of attraction. But if he doesn't show signs of seeking, where he is hoping to get a chance with her and instead maintains his taken vibe where he's not trying to flirt with her, he's not trying to get with her, then his woman will respect the fact that he's not openly flirting with other women and trying to replace her. But she'll also like the fact that the woman he is interacting with finds him attractive, is feeling a bit nervous now, is feeling a bit unsure of herself because here's a guy that she's interacting with that she finds attractive and he's not trying to get with her. And she also automatically finds him attractive because he already has a woman, but the fact that he's displaying attractive traits and he has the taken vibe, that makes him so much more attractive to her, and his woman will notice that. So his woman will feel more sexually attracted to him because other women find him sexually attractive. She will want to be more sexually appealing to him because she knows that he could get another woman, and she will appreciate him so much more and not want to lose him because she knows how difficult it is to find a man like that. So to apply this secret in your everyday life with women, whether you're single, you're on dates with women, you're in a dating relationship with a woman, you're in a girlfriend-boyfriend relationship or a husband-wife relationship, it's important to understand what was found from this study and what it says about a woman's attraction for a man. So what it says about a woman's attraction for a man is that she can see a guy as more sexually attractive and even more physically handsome for reasons other than his actual physical appearance. All right, so what happens is that when you talk to a woman in person and you display traits that women are actually looking for in men, such as confidence, emotional masculinity, charm, charisma, social intelligence, and so on, when you can display those sorts of traits during an interaction with a woman, which has nothing to do with your physical appearance, a woman knows that other women find those traits sexually attractive. She knows that. And what happens is that she then looks at your physical appearance in a more positive light. She starts to look at you as a guy that she thinks is sexy. For example, she can look at a guy who has a bigger nose than normal and say, I like his nose. It's cute, it's handsome, it's sexy, or whatever. He might be bald, and she can say to herself, I don't usually go for bald guys, but this guy is sexy. I think he's sexy. I think he's handsome. Right? And that doesn't seem to make sense to most guys out there because they think, well, hang on, don't you have to have a full head of hair? And aren't you supposed to have a model nose that is straight and perfect to be attractive to women? You can't have a very big nose. You can't have a very small nose, but it turns out you can. With almost all women, they have what I call an open type, and that means that they can feel attracted to all different types of guys if the guy's making them feel attracted to traits that are not about his physical appearance. Right? So his charm, his charisma, or his humor, his flirting, right? that makes her feel attracted and aroused, and she likes how she feels with him. She then starts to look at him in a positive light, and she thinks he is sexy. The same thing applies when you're in a dating relationship, girlfriend, boyfriend, and husband-wife relationship, right? The woman will look at her man as being sexy if he's displaying traits that make women feel sexually attracted. And I've heard from so many guys over the years who've contacted me, and they're just starting out trying to figure this out. And they said things like, I'm 40 years old. My wife hasn't been interested in me sexually for so long. I got fit, I got ripped, I got jacked, whatever it may be. And I'm in the best shape of my life, and she's still not interested. Why is that? Well, it's because he's not displaying the traits that women are looking for that can't be seen. He's most likely displaying insecurity rather than confidence, right? He's most likely being awkward around her sexually rather than sexually confident. He's most likely being a little bit submissive or timid rather than emotionally strong, emotionally masculine, being more assertive, but in a loving way, right? So there are traits that you can display to make women feel sexually attracted to you. And when you display them, women feel sexually attracted to you. And if you do that when you're single and you're interacting with a couple of women, 3 women, they will usually all start to feel sexually attracted to you. And one of the women in the group might not want you, but she will still appreciate the fact that the other girls are feeling sexually attracted to you, and that she sees that you're a sexually attractive guy. And she will then want to encourage one of her friends to get with you because she can see that you're a sexually attractive guy. It's just so important to understand as a man that you have control over this area of your life. You are either displaying traits that make women feel sexually attracted when you interact with them, or you're not. And when you display traits that make women feel sexually attracted to you, it's an automatic reaction. Right? They feel sexually attracted to you. You don't have to rely on just looks. Although women can and do feel attracted to a man who is physically handsome, they can lose attraction for him if he's nervous and insecure around them. And although women don't necessarily look at a guy who's average or below average looking and think, yes, I want to be with him, they can actually want to be with him if he interacts with them and makes them feel sexually attracted based on the traits that he is displaying during the interaction. So I hope this video has helped you understand that a man's attraction for a woman is not the same as a woman's attraction for a man. And your attractiveness to women is something that you are in control of. It's something that you can improve regardless of how you look, right? Whether you're good looking, average looking, below average looking, you can be more sexually attractive to women based on the traits that you are displaying, the unseen things, the things that are not about your physical appearance. You can be more sexually attractive to women. It's not something that is out of your control. It's something that you can take direct control over. It's very easy to do. And when you start to do it, you'll see that women find you so much more sexually attractive and appealing.